Welcome back. Out of the fire of US racism into the frying pan of Canadian racism, Canada became a country on Indigenous peoples' land on July 1st, 1867. The European colonizers were France and England. The Canada Act of 1982 marked Canada's last legal tie with England. From the moment of the arrival of the colonizers, both African and Indigenous peoples were enslaved by them. Canadian slavery was comparatively smaller in scale than elsewhere. However, the enslaved were as poorly treated as in other countries. During the American Revolutionary War against Britain, that's the 1770s and early 1780s, Canada experienced a Loyalist emigration with the arrival of those who sided with Britain against the US. Some white Loyalists fled to Canada with hundreds of enslaved black people. However, an estimated 3,500 black Loyalists left the US with them. They were black enslaved people who fought on the side of Britain during the war for the promise of freedom and a farm. The black Loyalists created settlements throughout Nova Scotia, but faced discrimination, such as being granted smaller plots of Indigenous land without titles, fewer provisions, and lower wages for longer hours of work. On July 26, 1784, for 10 days, disgruntled white Loyalists terrorized black Loyalists by destroying their property in what was called the Shelburne Race Riots. In 1777, enslaved people fled Canada to Vermont when slavery was abolished in Vermont. The reality of racism in Canada led 1,200 black Loyalists to resettle elsewhere in Sierra Leone, Africa, in 1790. Additionally, the Underground Railroad had a station or a safehouse in Canada and was another form of emigration. From the late 18th century to the American Civil War, an estimated 30,000 African Americans fleeing slavery went as far north as Canada. Owen Sound, Ontario, was a safe house or the stop on the Underground Railroad. Over time, they created thriving communities across Ontario and Nova Scotia and as far west as the border of Manitoba. Free people like Mary Shadd and her family went there as abolitionists and faced segregation.